Hello, welcome back to Tenebris. So I want to do a little bit of a guide, so this will be a new player tips as well as the playthrough mission normally. So in the beginning it seems like you don't really have a direction in which you can go or what to do, but you basically have to farm the hangars, and I recommend you do it on level 4. Level 4 also has a big boss, but the problem is that you'll also be getting a lot more items and a lot more biosamples, so I recommend you do level 4 as many times as you can. Plus, if you have a hacker with your, not a hacker, a technician, which can have the hacking skill, you can open a chest sometimes which will give you a few more items. So yeah, farm this mission as much as you can. Have a squad at level 7 or 8. Maximize their gear as much as you can to the command center. And what are the upgrades you should be insisting on getting in the beginning of the game? Well, it's a bit of a tricky thing because I didn't know what to do with all of the resources because I didn't unlock what I needed. So I really recommend you unlock the cryo center upgrades, especially this one, that level 5 heroes will have a chance to appear, which is great. And also the ability to replace heroes in cryo capsules with random new ones, which is also great because it will allow you to get level 5 heroes very fast. And they're also quite cheap, about 300 biosamples, so it's really worth it to fish for level 5 heroes instead of just, you know, raising them or farming missions. I recommend you have 2 squads of level 5, and as you can see I have 2 squads of level 5 more or less. I'll just leave them as they are since I don't really care about the rest. And after you do that, you have to go back to upgrades and upgrade something in the medbay. Now you can also upgrade the arsenal, I recommend. Well, I guess this is a bit of a mixed bag, but having played for about 3 hours more since I last died, I recommend you unlock the Stims. The Stims are very important, and after you unlock the 2 Stims over here, you can also have this one, 2 combat Stims at the same time. I recommend you unlock these 2, and then you go to the arsenal and unlock these 2 over here. You might be thinking, well, why is this so important? Well, you have to go to the medbay to use the Stims. I think this is the problem. The tutorial never mentioned anything like this. You have gene stimulation, right? Right. The infirmary, right? Right. Pattern. So you just put the hero over here and then choose what team to apply. 25% extra experience is massive because it means you can do 4 missions and you get the benefits of 5 missions, which is crazy because one level can mean you get new equipment, a new skill, and just more stats in general, so that's great. Plus you can override the fatigue receptor, so basically you can play with the same squads for a very long time until you unlock something better. That's exactly what I did over here, so as you can see I gave the extra experience to this squad over here, but I'm not using them as it is. We'll be doing something else, I'll show you in a second. I guess I should really let them relax, but I'm not sure if the fatigue actually adds any negative effects. We'll see. And then I've upgraded the axes over here. And now we can buy much better gear. Now this is not so important. I think the only thing that is really worth it is to get the first one to have more rare equipment. And then the axes for high rarity to appear. Which would probably be the main thing that we need to do. It's not really that good, but you can sometimes find really cool items like a better weapon, a better armor, a better helmet, stuff like this. It might not be the best, and you have to learn how to distinguish them. So this is... Does it say anywhere what the rarity is? I guess it doesn't really say. You just have to look at the colors, which is the worst way of doing it. I think they should just mention it, but for example, an ombre will always be better than an accipiter or something like that. You get the idea. The more fancy they look, the better they are. Look at this one, Portum. Yeah. And I guess this is kind of it. The max I can equip them, even though I'm a bit scared to go into the next mission. Now as for their skills, again, they don't really explain this to you in a very good way, but... For example, the soldier is actually a killing machine, and I never realized it because I selected the grenade by mistake. I mean, not by mistake, I thought the grenades were good, but never go for the grenades. Just go for the things that give him more bleeding. And then go for the Force March over here, which will allow him to have maximum initiative in the first round, which will mean he attacks twice. He attacks twice in his first turn, which is great. And also the skills. I applied 130 bleeding effects. That was a lot of bleeding I applied. And now I have one more counter, which is great. Not so fast, seems like it's much harder to get. For the big fellow over here, well, it depends. I guess we have to continue with this one over here because it actually gives us a increased crit chance, but it's only for a single skill, and this is what they don't really explain to you. Yeah, so as you can see, this is only for the point blank shot, which has a cooldown, which is hard to use, which is not so good. So as you can see, I'm not sure if this is really worth it, but he doesn't really have anything else. So I went with intercept. I probably should have went with protecting your own, but the problem is it has a long cooldown and the benefits are not that good. Because you'll end up killing that character anyway. I mean, the characters themselves don't have more damage resistance, so if someone takes damage to our armor, it's the same damage no matter who takes it, if that makes sense. And the provocations and some other stuff are really cool, but you have to go over here for the blow to the gut and just to apply provocation, increase chance. Which is only for fire support. Which again, it's a little harder to get, because to get the concentration you need to kill a bug. I'm not sure if there is another way to get it, but if you kill a bug you get that, and that will allow you to apply provocation on a supporting attack, if that makes sense. Also for this guy over here, as you can see, well, it's so hard to get 750 armor repaired. That's because you only repair 10 to 20, so I think I will give up on this one. I mean, it's not technically impossible, but it seems like it's almost impossible. This should be almost half the value, because if you take that much damage to your armor, you'll be dead anyway, and if you want to repair 10 points per combat, I don't know, it seems like it's a little bit weird. Remember that you can use these two skills over here, nano wielding and combat firmware, but it's still very hard to get. As for the career, well, just go over here so you can repair more, and the skill will target the entire line. Combat firmware. And you also need more joining effects. So go for that stuff when you do stuff, if that makes sense. Panacea, bio nanobots and this stuff might be good, but I think this is not really a good idea because it doesn't really give him any offensive options. And over here we'll have a chance to apply shock with each hit, which is amazing. Okay, over here, Acts of Mercy is actually a lot easier to heal because you get so many bleeding effects that it's much easier to get Act of Mercy done before you go the toxic kinetic process, because dealing the poison damage deal 2 to 4, so it's much harder to accumulate. As for the career, well, go over here for this one, because this one actually increases the damage of 2 skills or the critical chance of 2 skills, Viper, Bullets and Toxic Shot, so that's amazing, and it's actually a lot different from the other ones, other skills. So you can basically go for special training on any of these guys if you want, but I just don't like it. This was a mistake, by the way. I thought I needed this one to go for there, but I'm not going to spend that many points to reset it. And yeah, the cooldown is also pretty good because then you can apply more poison, which will help you get the passive skill. And I don't know, that's about it. And the rest of the game is just checking the equipment and always upgrading it if needed. As for what you need, well, I recommend you get something that has damage versus bleeding, which I assume adds 6 points of damage if the target is bleeding. So damage versus bleeding targets is great, because you can do a lot of bleeding with the soldiers. Perception is pretty good, dodge is also great, bonus experience is great, fear is not so good because there are not a lot of enemies that can inflict fear. So I would say that the best one would be bonus experience and then damage to bleeding or to poison targets, whatever, and then accuracy or dodge and then perception. Because perception is only for ambushes if I remember correctly. And if you get ambushed, I think the enemies will get to the first turn, and they will attack the first turn instead of you attacking the first turn. So the bonuses are from the equipment and from the Stims. I guess this was a lot of talking. But if you do all of these things, you should be able to play on the hardest difficulty. If you're not on the hardest difficulty, the game will also become much easier anyway. Now it's a bit of a tricky situation because you're given a level 12 Mechanicus, which means you have to replace your own mechanic, but he only has 1 skill to restore armor, and that was the big problem, and that's why he died the last time. Technically, we can take another DPS over here, or we can take another We can take our own mechanic because we can repair our armor as well. But it's a bit of a tricky situation because I don't think it will be enough to tank. So let's see how this goes. If my team wipes again, I'll be very upset about it. Remember that you can click on most things, even if you start right away, you can still click on some things. It's actually not that important to click on things, but we need it. We need all of the resources because here enemies have almost infinite reinforcements. So how do you do this, you may wonder? Well, show you. This also bypasses armor, which is great. Plus adds 3 stacks of bleeding, so that's 7 stacks of bleeding from the first round. And this is where things will get a little trickier. Because I really like my own technician, but seems like this stun is highly ineffective most of the times. I'm not sure, I guess that gives him a combat thingy, so he can assist in combat, which is great. 14 poison, yeah. Just collapsed like that. And this is where the things will get tricky, because they get a lot of extra turns and they can... Oh, I guess it's good they didn't focus him down. Yeah, let's apply Panacea. So don't always attack, because it will get much more annoying a bit later. And it's actually a little better to just kill a single enemy that doesn't produce a lot of issues for you. I don't understand the point of that. Be careful, because that will remove the joining stats that are needed to actually repair the armor. I think they could balance this a little better, so it only costs 10 to restore armor and then he keeps the rest of the joining skills. I don't know, I guess it depends on how people view things. 26 damage, yeah, this is why we are better prepared for this. But I guess if you get unlucky, there's nothing you can do about it. Point blank shot, which inflicts a knockdown as well, great. I guess we could have focused on something else, but as you can see, they go to the back of the line now. Well, I guess this has a huge chance to do a lot of damage, so we'll take it anyway. The medic is a damage dealer, I guess. Now, if you put the soldier in the second line, and if you put this guy in front to tank, the soldier will not be able to use his melee weapon, which is the main issue I was having a lot of times. I guess like nanobots would be better. That will just restore some of their armor. So when he's shooting, he actually buffs your allies. Great. Oh, another one of those guys. And this is the problem. As you can see, they got so many rounds, and if they focus a single target, that will be the end of it. This guy really needs to have other skills. Maybe I can look at his skills. Ah. I guess that's the problem. He never got nano wielding, which is a bit annoying because you're forced to play with a character that doesn't have the skills you really wanted. And an axe combat concentration, which is good because we can use him to attack again. Oh, that was nice. Well, I guess we should use the grenade over here. Healing but no armor, which is terrifying. Oh, okay, let's go for this again. So much damage, so much bleeding, so much of everything. Yeah, that's a kill. I guess I would have needed a defend on this guy so I can put it on him. Tricky situation. We might die again. We might have another squad wipe if this goes the same way. Okay, so I did make another mistake here or there as well. Oh wow. Got so low now. Yeah, I think this mission is very, very janky on max difficulty just because that guy should have 2 restore armor and he doesn't have them. How can I make this a little better or at least bearable for my team? I guess I can just farm more and give them more armor, but that doesn't really help that much. No, let me think about this. So you can probably use the bayonet charge. I'm not sure what all of those icons mean. It shows you area of effect. Closest target. So I guess if it says closest target, you need melee. Okay, I get it. Let's do this again. What? How did the medic already take damage? Good point, right? I guess this is not so bad, because if you don't get a stun, you at least get an extra attack on an enemy. Which might do a lot of damage, might not do a lot of damage. Now, the damage over time effects are very, very dangerous just because, well, they also inflict HP damage, which sometimes the heroes don't have a lot of HP. Which is the real problem. That also bypasses armor, which means it's great. We should really kill the one in the back. But yeah, I guess in a way these are more dangerous because of their additive bleeding effects. Okay, let's use our healing now, rather than... oh no. Starting to look very bad again, or once again it's looking very bad for us. Okay, it's another tiny bug. Guess I need panacea effects, but the problem is that they're randomly applied, which they might get applied to weird characters. Okay, let's put the... yeah, I don't think a healer is enough, especially considering how much damage you sometimes hit for HP. Well, let's just go full damage on them. I'm tired of this. Oh, it's a tiny bug. I guess I should have killed the healer bug, but it's not such a big deal for now. Oh, they don't even need extra armor. I guess we're doing a lot more damage than originally thought. Yeah, so these guys are the problem with their bleeding effect. I wish that attack could go in the back. Why do I keep applying panacea? I wanted to heal over there. I don't really care about what he does. Okay, let's just quickly end this. They're dealing so much more damage than the other episode I played where you just got annihilated. I mean, this could still happen in the final fight where we have a lot of enemy waves. So I guess this guy doesn't really need the ability to protect someone else, because it just means he has one less round of dealing damage. And he just needs to get lucky with his provocation, because provocation will take the whole damage onto him, as opposed to taking only 30% of the damage. That was 2 fights. I think each mission has 5 fights, if I'm not mistaken. It's so much better when they don't have the big guys with them. Hmm, 20 damage. Disappointing. Yeah, so this is still the best course of action. Combat concentration, it's great. Okay, that's so bad. Almost dead. I don't want to risk it. Let's see what comes after it. This is why I didn't want to risk it. So unless they kill this one, it's dead already. Okay, tech nanobots were applied to the right person. Oh, it missed. Thank you, game. That would have been about 20 damage. I'm very lucky. So I guess we can get lucky with the misses as well. So maybe the passive effects from the team members are pretty good as well, it seems. Definitely, these guys are the most dangerous on the battlefield for now. Doesn't seem to apply a lot of provocation, to be honest. That blade strike is deadly. And there goes most of the stacks of bleed. Nobody really needs the armor for now. You can safely shoot the enemy. And then you have another one. I think the enemies that come as reinforcements should have a round of cooldown where they don't do an attack, where they do a very weak attack. Because this tends to add over time in a very, very bad way for us. Put to the face. Blade to the face. Okay, now it's easy. Now we can rest easy because we have dealt with the serious challenges. It can still get very tricky with their various buffs. Let's take care of the healer for now, because it's going to be a pain to deal with later. Oh, don't protect the healer. I have to give it, the AI is quite smart. I guess it has some randomization, because otherwise you'll lose every fight almost. That's not so bad, because it only reduces health a little bit. Okay, now that is done. Seems to me, or it does the enemy get more turns than us? Maybe, who knows. Yeah, good thing you applied the provocation. Wow, 6 tech nanobots, that's great. And then he will apply protection, and I will not care, because this one will almost be dead by then. Or even completely dead. I guess there's no reason for us to apply the armor just to be safe. So, probably the hardest thing in this game is to take note of all of the additional effects that can be put on allies, especially with this guy. Because he can apply panacea or nanobots Can get a little bit confusing, but I get it now. So it's about the entire squad working together. I don't know, the developers put together a great game, they just didn't explain it very well, and it's not very well balanced at the moment. Probably on the easier difficulties we'll be facing so many less enemies. Nice drone. Can use it. Almost can use the shotgun. Oh, what? This is a legendary drone from what I can see, but we don't want to replace it. That would be a terrible waste. Damage versus bleeding 12 versus acid 14. That there is what I would call a great item. I guess the perception is nice, so I guess I'll keep that one. Oh man, I really want that shotgun. So as you can see, the weapon upgrades, the armor upgrades are really great. I think we have one more normal battle and then the final one will begin. Yeah, this is the final one and it stinks. So we have to manage this in such a way where you don't kill the healers, we'll just have to kill the ones that come in front. Yeah, I guess you have to kill the big guy. And I think this was my mistake last time, I was not targeting the right enemies. The healers are not so bad if you know how to deal with them. You can also just unlock some enemies as well. Plus the bleeding helps a lot. Okay, and now applying a lot of tech nanobots to everyone, and I guess he needs a heal. So slowly but surely we'll be winning this. Yeah, I like this difficulty because on this difficulty you actually have to sit down and look at what's happening to understand what you need to do next. As opposed to just shooting everyone a lot of times very fast. It survived, that's incredible. It cannot survive that. Some panacea effects were thrown around. Need any panacea? Yeah, just go for the damage. 27 damage. It feels like she's firing a magnum sniper rifle or something. A very big caliber sniper rifle. I can only imagine how good a sniper is if it had this level and her equipment. Point blank shot has a chance to apply a knockdown, but it seems like that is very, very rare. Okay, we need to restore his armor. So things can go badly super fast in this game for whatever reason. Yes, regenerate everyone. Okay, that was a massive regeneration of armor. Oh, we didn't get to kill it before it attacked us, that's a shame. Okay, so now he's almost in a good mood, I guess. But let's apply a few panacea stacks just to be on the safe side. So let's apply a lot of them, so he's fully healed up. Yeah, somehow, even though this guy is level 12, he's the weakest in our party. I like it, how the little drone just shoots an explosive thing. What's that? That's a new icon, healing mucus. Heals 6 every turn. That's so much more potent than the normal ones. Cannot cheat death. Okay, and this is where it gets really, really tough. I have to resist the urge to attack these little guys. They're just so buffed up, it's not really worth it. I guess we just have to hope for good RNG at this point. I mean, the medic cannot really do anything. Nobody really needs healing or anything like that. I guess the whole secret was this guy getting double turns. Doesn't really need that skill now. He's buffed the little guy. Oh, I was close to killing it. No, I guess I'll kill it now. Yeah, he's not applying the tech nanobots to the warrior, which is the biggest problem. Yeah, I'm not sure how I'm supposed to deal with this. Okay, I guess that's good. Out of the way. Please apply provocation. I mean, the critical chance is very low, so I guess it's not even worth trying it. No provocation was applied. Never provocate. I guess nobody really wants to attack the big guy for now. Okay, let's store everything over here. Okay, I think we're done. I think we're winning this, and I don't think there will be another combat, I hope so. 8 enemies, 12 enemies in total is a huge challenge either way. And we're still not safe, or we're still not completely safe. No, not him! Yeah, they got a double turn, which was horrible. That would have been the end of him if I didn't have the healing available. And remember, this is the game with only 2 damage dealers in the front. So if you kill the healers, you'll have a lot more damage dealers to deal with, which sounds horrible. I'm still afraid of this. It still might go very bad for us. It's just a tiny bug. But it just gets so many turns. I mean, this, for example, this bug probably applied 100 bleeding effects on us, which is horrible. Okay, I actually gathered a lot of those effects, especially for this. That was a nasty attack, a very good combo. Okay, I'm not taking any chances, so let's finish this combat right now. It's horrible playing with a character that is not customized and leveled up by you. Well, what's happening over here? Well, I guess we just have a chance to kill another healer. Which means we'll get a few more experience points, I guess. Not really sure how experience is calculated. Do I really have to go? Camera is much more zoomed in on the quad right now, and that's why it looks a little different. Please don't be a boss fight, please don't be a boss fight. Don't make me do a boss fight with a character that is not mine. Oh man, it's another 8 stack. I don't know. I think in order to make this work, I just need to farm my characters up to level 10 and only then do the missions. Otherwise, we'll be stuck here for a lot of time. Well, now that I know how much I need to bring with me in order to do this fast, I am afraid. He still will get an attack off, which is the annoying part. Oh, okay, he missed. That's good. Well, this will probably kill it, yes. Soldier is MVP. He does so much damage, the enemies cannot outkill it. Yeah, I don't know, it's also a bit of a gamble on what character The nanobots, come on. Yeah, guess you was supposed to have a turn, but tough luck, right? Like nanobots, okay, that's good. On him, it's very good. Poison and bleeding. I don't think they can cure that much poison or bleeding. We should be good. Well, now what? Tough decisions. Well, let's look at the bright side. This is a very, very tactical game. Because we just have to fight so many enemies. Oh, I should have restored his armor. Why didn't I do that? That was careless of me. Mostly saving his big boot skill for a tougher opponent. So much healing goes into these guys, but it's much better than the alternative, believe me. Oh, you get a double turn? Yes. Enjoy it. So we have to use the restore armor skill very early into the game so we can use it later when we need it. Final rounds. It's like this is a little bit bugged. It should definitely stun at least 2 of the 4 enemies. Otherwise, why would you use it? I guess he does get the combat thingy, but still it's not worth it. Okay, this feels like Starship Troopers all over again when they go in the movie, when they go into the caves and the bugs seem endless. They really seem endless here as well. I just hope we don't have a big boss at the end that can ruin our party. I mean, I learned my lesson. Definitely if the mission says we need level 5 or 7, let's say. If the mission says we need level 7, then we have to be level 10 on this difficulty. It's just a small bug. Should be killed in one hit, okay. They should also get some bonuses for killing the bugs. I mean, they do get the concentration, but I feel like that is not enough. And this character already has a lot of feeling on it, even though it just arrived. I guess they know. Hey, that's your limb. It's also quite nice how they attack with only one limb if they have one left. Yeah, more games should have this system of, you know, showing the battle damage. And we still have one more enemy left. It's annoying, but what can you do? Okay, I think I'm tired of fighting bugs for a while now. I think I'll take a little break from the game because usually when I play a game these days, I play 1 hour before I start recording if it's a game that requires grinding. Oh, we can restore the armor, but we don't need it. I guess that was the secret, just far more. I think this will kill it for sure. Oh, what? 2 HP left? Lucky. Hey, I like the game a lot. I hope they have a fairly... I hope they don't have a lot of problems in doing their early access, because this is definitely one of the games that has a chance to become something really, really great. But it mostly depends on how well the game sells in early access, because they probably need a lot more money, and from what I saw, the game didn't sell that well because, well, you know, people are not really looking to play more turn-based games, even though it's amazing. I think it's a good replacement for Darkest Dungeon, to be honest. I just wish they would do more with the base management. Come on. Run away. Well, I guess if I have a chance to kill them, I'll kill them. Strength, unity, and power. Okay, okay. Surrender request denied. So this mission is actually a lot longer than I thought. Oh, come on, the cave is deeper, hurry. And that's because of the bonus experience. That was amazing. And you get a pistol for it. Well, the most important thing is the social credit thing over here. Yeah, a bit disappointed with the rewards, and guess what? Now you get the chance of playing an even harder mission. Oh, we have to play with him, so basically the developers increase the difficulty of the mission itself, but they don't actually give you someone else to play with. So he's still level 12. I think he should be level 13 or 14 at this point. Ouch! That will hurt a lot when I play it. Third shot enables activation. That will be great. Really needed that one. I guess he doesn't need more combat activation since he gets a double turn. This is only for the attacks that happen with combat concentration, so this is mostly useless because it's a bonus to the damage he would already be dealing. I guess I'm out of good skills for him to get. Not sure when he levels up. This is nice. They have the little animation over there. I guess I'll need the hit of the battle one. 2%, so yeah, nah, it's not worth it because 2% is kind of tiny if you ask me. He doesn't really use his gun, so I don't know. It seems like this is a big waste. Okay, the healer. The healer actually has a lot of good options over here. The healer that does more damage than healing. Nice one. That's not good. I don't want it. I don't want the fear, stun resistance, stuff like this, because she's in the backline. She doesn't really get hit by stuff like that anymore. The animate. That's a weird one. Again, this implies that the medic has to get hit. I don't know. They could also do a skill rebalance because most of the skills should be on the other people. I mean, this is a skill that looks like it would be on par for the defender. Why is it on the medic? Also, this is a skill for the soldier, 100%, or even the defender, but still. Also, sterilization is basically a useless skill unless you get vigor, which increases the initiative. Okay, we can work with that. Harmful or vital. Okay, so it can remove poison instantly or their upgraded effects. This is a deadly effect from the bone. The bosses have deadly effects. I want to know what they do. Well, this is my only choice basically. And that's about it. We cannot upgrade anything, we cannot buy anything, so it's a bit of an annoying part of the game. Since at the end of a mission you cannot really do anything but go to the next mission. Okay, let's defer that element. I'm just trying to show how the gameplay loop is now, since I realize it might not be for everyone. considering all of this nonsense we have to go through. He's level 8 now, okay. So now he actually has a proper damage dealing weapon, since all of the enemies we fight are bleeding most of the times. Not worth it. I really want him to use this drone. Wonder what is the chance for something like that to drop. Probably very, very low. Okay, so I guess at some point we'll just have to make them rest, which will be the awkward period, because that means we need a B team to do all of that. Five to 7, so it will be the same difficulty as this one. Oh boy, yeah, I'm definitely not going to even touch the missions until they're level 10. Bye bye.